Sexual violence happens across the United States, and there is an estimated 1.8 million survivors living in New Jersey. Survivors are from all walks of life, and the majority of survivors know the person who hurt them. The survivor is never at fault for experiencing sexual violence. Survivors have a right to feel safe. The Sexual Assault Survivor Protection Act can help victims and survivors feel safer. What is the Sexual Assault Survivor Protection Act? The Sexual Assault Survivor Protection Act, or SASPA for short, provides survivors with an option to apply for a protective order to help protect them from ongoing harassment, intimidation, and threats from the person who harmed them. Survivors do not have to report the assault to law enforcement to apply for a protective order through SASPA. Prior to SASPA, survivors could only obtain a protective order if the person who harmed them had been charged or convicted of a sexual offense. The decision to report a sexual assault to law enforcement is deeply personal, and not all survivors will choose to engage with this option. SASPA provides an option for those survivors to obtain civil protections if desired. If a protective order is granted, the perpetrator's access to the survivor is restricted. Although this is not a guarantee of safety for the survivor, it can be one tool used in a comprehensive safety plan to increase survivors' safety in the aftermath of sexual violence. A protective order can support a survivor's safety in a variety of ways, including prohibiting further acts of violence, restricting or prohibiting the perpetrator's access to the survivor's home, job, or school, prohibiting stalking behaviors and harassment, including in online spaces, and protecting the survivor's family and/or other people who are harassed, harmed, intimidated, or threatened by the perpetrator. The order can protect specific kinds of communication, including in person, online, over the phone, or through another person. The judge can order other relief deemed necessary. Generally, survivors of sexual violence who experience ongoing harassing behaviors from the person who harmed them can apply for a protective order under SASPA. There are 2 steps for protective orders. First, a temporary order is an initial order survivors may receive when they apply. A temporary order protects survivors from the same harassing behaviors as a final protective order, but is only in place until the final protective order hearing. At the final protective order hearing, a judge will make a decision to either grant the final protective order or dismiss the case. This hearing is typically within 10 days of the temporary order being issued. Not every case will be found to meet the requirements for a final protective order. Advocates are available to discuss options if the final protective order is denied. If granted, the final protective order will clearly outline the specific behaviors prohibited, other reliefs ordered by the court, and will be forwarded to the police departments where both the survivor and perpetrator live. Final protective orders do not expire and are valid anywhere in New Jersey, the U.S., and U.S. territories. Everyone's situation is unique, and requesting a protective order is a decision only the survivor can make. Survivors may have questions about whether or not this is the right option for them. Confidential sexual violence advocates are available to discuss options with survivors. You can call our statewide hotline at 1-800-601-7200 and speak with a confidential sexual violence advocate to discuss your options and determine whether a protective order is right for you.